Hey friends, so welcome back to my channel. So today I thought it would be kind of fun. I am planning on giving my thoughts on, basically it's been a little over a year since I have been a stay-at-home mom, and I just kind of wanted to give my thoughts on what it has been like, because I don't know if anybody is transitioning into being like a stay-at-home mom or working less or just being a new mom in general. I just wanted to kind of give my thoughts on how I felt kind of my first year of staying home has been. So for those of you who know me, I have 3 kids, and my oldest daughter is 6 years old, and she is, I worked up until she turned about 5. I lost my job, and I haven't really, and I was pregnant with my 3rd child, so I haven't really been, jumping into the workforce just yet. I've kind of perused and looked around, but to be honest, a lot of the reasons why I haven't really gone back to work is cost of childcare, because it's just astronomically expensive, it seems. And it's really hard. It seems like it's really hard to find a job that you can get that will cover, childcare. So I have kind of 5 things that I have, I guess, benefits to me staying home. And I will be honest, talk about some negatives too. I would say for me, like the first month was really, really hard. I feel like transitioning from like having a very structured routine and having, I guess, time away from my kids, which I know a lot of parents, sometimes you need a little time away. It was really hard. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to get started. I felt like all day we were just sitting around doing nothing. And so I did do a couple things to kind of help with that. One of the first things I did was I got a YMCA membership, and we started going to the gym like 3 days a week. Second thing that I started doing was I put my girls who were old enough, I had at that time 5 and 3.5, put them in preschool. It was, I guess it was just under $300, or no, under $400 a month, which, yes, it's a lot, but it was 3 days a week, and so it gave me kind of some peace of mind. And at that point my husband was working a lot of extra overtime, so we were able to swing it. I know it's not always possible to swing it, but the YMCA, though, we still have a membership too, and it's $75 for our whole family, and I go at least 2-3 times, if not more, a week, and I get 2 hours to work out, walk the track, do whatever, while the kids go play with their friends in white time. So I love it. So anyway, without further ado, overall, I actually have really enjoyed being home, and I feel like I've noticed a lot of like personal growth, and that's kind of what I wanted to share with you, like the 5 things like that I feel like are beneficial since staying home. Number 1, I feel like I'm more patient, which I know is crazy, because I used to think that I'm never going to be able to be patient with my kids. I find myself constantly like getting frustrated, or I did. And I found myself like constantly dealing with like just feeling like I just couldn't handle it on weekends. Like we just sit around and do nothing, or I would just get so stressed out sometimes. I feel like being around my kids and having to learn, like, no, I can't just go hide in my room for a long time. I mean, giving yourself a timeout is totally cool. But it's amazing how much I've learned to be patient with my kids, and how I've learned to kind of take bad days in stride and not, take things personal, and it's been amazing. Number 2, I feel like I've become more resourceful. So of course my husband's overtime job did end, and so we've kind of, with our building the house too, money's a little bit tight, and I've learned how to be better about using our resources more effectively. Because when I was working and like food and stuff, we would waste food so badly because it was just easier to go out to eat or whatever, and so we'd always would get food and like half of it would go bad, or maybe not that much, but we would waste it a lot. So I've gotten better with planning meals around what we have in the fridge and in the cupboards. I've gotten better with, making do with the things that we need. I've gotten better at like shopping for the girls, finding like discount places or even garage sales and finding cute stuff for them. So I feel like I've become more resourceful, which has been kind of. Number 3, I appreciate the little things. Like I've noticed more and more, like just sometimes some of the best things for me, like some of my best part of the day actually is when I get my oldest daughter from school and we're at home and I'm normally getting ready to cook dinner and I hear the kids playing, or like my daughter wants to read me a story, or she'll talk about what she learned at school. I love that time. It's almost like I like listen to her, and I almost kind of think back like this is going to be like some of my favorite memories. So I really feel like I've kind of I do appreciate kind of the little things in my kids, and I love. Number 4, one of the bigger things that I've noticed is I've actually seen improvements in my children's behavior. Now, I'm not saying if you're a working mom, you're ruining your kids, because every child is different. But I feel like because I've learned patience, and because I feel like I've had to be more like consistent with my behavior, because when I was at home and I was working all the time, I was too tired sometimes to discipline, I'll say it, and I just sometimes would let them get away with things that they really shouldn't. But now that I'm home, I have to be more on top of it, or kids will get ahead of me. And I've noticed my kids' behavior has gotten so much better in a lot of ways. Like, they used to be really rambunctious and not always listen to like other teachers, like at our church and stuff. And they've even told me that they've seen an improvement, that my kids seem less rambunctious, less anxious. They seem more calm and more like just happier. So of course that makes my heart so happy. And I say the last thing is, I honestly do think I feel more fulfilled. I mean, I had my children for me. I have my children for my own, I guess, selfish reasons, but also I do feel like I'm doing something important. Like, sometimes I feel like society focuses too much on like trying to do like some major external thing to be like famous or to be important. But in some ways, just raising your kids to be good people and loving them and watching them grow is like such a reward to me. I really do feel like I'm a more fulfilled mother now that I'm staying home. So I hope that was helpful. Like I said, it's not a bash on any working moms. I mean, I did it, and I mean, if the price, or not the price, and if the timing is right, I will go back to work. But I honestly think that being home has been a huge benefit for my family. I think my husband is happier because he doesn't have to worry about as much trying to get the he doesn't have to worry about anything really kid related. I mean, he does, but he doesn't have to. And I feel like he's less stressed because if like overtime comes up or if he's got to work late, it's not an issue. He doesn't have to worry about picking somebody up from daycare or whatever. So I really think that overall it's been a huge positive and a huge blessing for our family. So I hope you guys enjoy that. Please give me any questions or comments. Please leave them below. And thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time.